So first ban's coming out here, Jarvan, which of course SK have been doing well with in the previous weeks. And Sona, Corralius is #1. There's the Nasus ban as well, which Hercubot has done well with, which, to be honest, everyone's been doing well with in the jungle as well.
Yeah, so far 2 bans have been targeted at Hercubot, but that Jarvan also is a target at Ocelot, who played him last week. So they're really trying to limit what Hercubot is allowed to play this game. I wouldn't be too surprised to see their last ban be that, or maybe that Thresh and SK with their next ban. They don't really. The thing is, it's really hard to target any bans against versus against Authority because yeah, you take the Sona away, but the next two you have Frey to choose from, you have Schleia to choose from, and you have Nona to choose from. It looks like they're actually going to take away Elise, who is also just like Jarvan, one of those champions that can be in any lane.
Yeah, it could be put anywhere around there. Kha'Zix's going to be the third and final ban here by Against All Authority, which may mean that Thresh comes through, but we know that Corralius can play Thresh. We know that Nif can play Thresh, so maybe SK will want to take that away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're actually going to let that slide or not. It always could be, but if Against Authority is going to invest in that support as their first ban, then it leaves SK open to, get first 2 really good picks because Volibear still currently is open. Virtual also plays Jungle Taric, he has done last week, so there's a lot of champions that could be picked up here, and they do take with a Thresh. So we have Volibear, we have Taric available. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the jungler as the first pick.
Well, let's have a look. Or Zed, which has managed to scrape through the bans here. I've been seeing a lot of devastating play from the Zed so far, and that will be Against All Authority's first choice.
And SK, I mean, they love Zed. Actually, every team is really prioritizing Zed lately because he's just such a strong assassination champion. We saw in that last game versus Dragonborns just how much damage Expected could do. You can't cleanse off that ultimate, and when he went in there, Hosan would just get exploded every single time. But it looks like they will pick up their Volibear here. And I wouldn't be surprised for them to maybe go for Sona, maybe just trying to lock that in. Or sorry, Sona's banned. Wow, almost went through with that. But maybe pick up a support here, or give Kevin his Shen.
Yeah, the Shen in there for Kevin. That's definitely a strong option for them. And of course, also Volibear in there for Hercubot in the jungle.
And you are seeing right now he's taking Flash. After we heard Stupid talk about the analysis desk, they want. If you're going to go for a really hard engage, he's going to have to take that. You need that sort of just quick engagement instead of that ghost to really get that speed increase. And it looks like they will have a relatively strong front line because Volibear is trying to be very tanky. But Against Authority with their next picks, they have an assassin for an AD carry. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up a little bit somewhat of like a tanky, well, obviously tanky jungler, but also maybe a tanky mid. I'm going to say mid because you don't know if Schleia is going to be there or Freddy anymore.
Well, let's see. Lulu is the current choice for Against All Authority. Obviously, that will go over towards Corralius in the support role. And will they take an AD carry here away to have first choice over SK? And it looks like they will. There's the Ezreal for Nono.
Yeah, and we know him as an amazing Ezreal. He always loves playing that. It's either that or Vayne now. That Vayne or Varus nowadays. Actually, it seems to be the 3 champions that are always played. He switches over to Caitlyn last second. So looks like they're going to be going for that. Actually, a little bit. It's like a passive lane. They could actually be going middle. It's a nice push lane as well when you have the Glur Lance mixed in with the Piltover Peacemaker. And you also have that nice ability to get away from Volibear. So they have a really safe AD carry, a really safe support at this point. And they have that really strong assassin as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see actually potentially that jungle Taric coming out, or maybe a Xin, because the Taric will give you that nice armor buff. You see the SK can't go for double AP anymore, so that would help. Well, that's one thing that really counters that Taric at all, and that'd be a nice addition to the team.
Well, SK here with 25 seconds still to decide what they're going to add in to the Shen and Volibear. Of course, we have seen Ocelot with Twisted Fate. We know, with the Shen in there as well, can be a real problem, especially in the lane phase for the ganks, but also a little bit later on as well when it comes to split pushing. It's a devastating combo.
I have to say though, as I actually head over towards Taric, I haven't really been surprised with Ocelot's Twisted Fate. We saw it versus Gambit yesterday. He just seemed to, well, because Alex did get double buffs obviously on his Kha'Zix, he was able to really push Ocelot out, but he didn't seem to be able to get in the groove he needed to get back in that game. But with this nice strong Taric Graves combo, that's going to be a deadly bot lane, or wherever they decide to go in the end, obviously. But Twisted Fate would fit in quite well with this because you have that nice presence. You have an easy lane top to gank, you have an easy lane bottom to gank, and you can really open up some opportunities for Candy Pen to get fed on his Graves, who, honestly, he's very strong on him.
Well, let's see what Against All Authority going to go with here. Currently sat with Kennen.
I think they were hoping for a crowd reaction for that.
No, they weren't.
Oh, wow.
Lock Kennen in there. And that will get a bit of a crowd reaction once they actually lock it in. The crowd like, yeah, sure, you're not going to go for that one. There is the Udyr coming out as well.
We have not seen Virtual play him at all. The only time we have seen him play was on Diamond Prox, who played him, I believe it was week 1 versus EG, and then also against KT Rolster B in this last weekend in MLG. That is going to be a very interesting lineup. You have that nice, if he keeps that ghost, you have that nice speed increase from that, the speed increase from your bear stance, also Lulu. So you have that ability to get there very quickly. You don't need that flash to really get that strong initiate, and then you basically become a stun bot as the team fights break out. You just sit there in bear stance hitting every single member, just trying to lock them down and really interrupt them. But the Kennen, that is a really interesting one. We have not seen him, well, besides AD carry on Gym Bones, that much.
Yeah, I think we've seen him once AP in the top lane,
yeah.
If my memory serves me right. Obviously, we've had a lot of games so far here in the European LCS, but Warrior SK going to finish off with here in that middle lane then for Ocelot. And a Kayle, which is completely snuck through.
I was like, just don't say anything, JC's going to pick it really quickly. But yeah, Kayle, we've seen Ocelot use him before. It's a nice champion to prevent a lot of bursts. So Kayle's going to be a good counter to Zed as the team fights progress, so we'll be able to stop the ultimate damage. But in the laning phase, he should be able to really pressure Zed out as well. So also should have a nice, easy advantage with him if we do see Zed go middle. However, running this Caitlyn, running this Lulu, it makes me think that they might go middle against Ocelot and really try to keep him down in this game, really keep him underfarmed.
Well, it could also be that Kennen in the middle lane. With the Zed up in the top lane, we'll have to see what Against All Authority go with here on the switches. Looks like Corellis and Schleyer will be the two to swap that Lulu and Zed combo here. So, Jason, we got the two lineups in there. Who are you fancying for this one?
I really love seeing Nadir. I really do. He's such a fun champion, but I'll have to give it to SK. They're just so tanky, and they have that kill ultimate just completely shut down Zed. I think they just pretty much completely outpicked Against All Authority here.
Well, you can see the crowd on your screens getting themselves ready for this next matchup. They are pretty hyped still. They just don't realize the camera's on them right now. That's the thing. There we go. Now they realize. It comes onto the big screen here.
Get balls, get
Teemo. That is in there as well. They are still trying to get that Teemo out there, which is only been a troll so far. We've not actually seen, of course, any Teemos coming in here in week 6 of the European LCS. So before we get into game, Jason, talk us through the possibilities at level 1.
Well, level 1, SK has such a strong team right now by having that Taric stun. Also, the Armor of the 5th H Taric stun, they've got the pink furry boots. That mixed in with the flip, mixed in with the potential taunt, and then the damage that Kayle and Graves can put out can be very devastating against anyone on Against All Authority. But AA, they have a good team to kind of defend with. The Caitlyn traps can help out quite a bit. The Glitterlands for disengaging. I think if anyone's going to make a move, it would most... Actually, you know what? If anyone's going to make a move, I think it's going to be Against All Authority, just because they're very ballsy. But the team that should make the move is SK.
So here we go then. We're getting game with Against All Authority versus SK Gaming here in our week 6 of the European LCS. And again, both teams looking to climb the ladder of that league table with a victory in this one. SK going to be pinging quite furiously onto the top side of the river very early on, so we may see them make some ground up with that one. They obviously want to get vision there as well as early as they can to see if Against All Authority decide to put down any kind of warding. And we do see red pots coming out yet again. It looks like SK is trying to really set up for this, really reading Against All Authority. If they do try to go for that mid, Freddy is the one that it might be in trouble here if we do see Nif go for him. Well, Freddy actually will start to back away. Corellis puts in, wow, Flash has burnt there. Nif flashed in to get the stun on towards Freddy. He flashed away straight after that, so no real early action, but there's a pink ward put down by Nif, and that will take away the vision that Against All Authority have put in there. Okay, this is really key right here because we have Hercubot who has Flash available. If Freddy does go top lane, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. If Hercubot gets that red buff, then goes for an early gank towards the top side, before Freddy does put that ward down, it should be an easy first blood, but they are poising to actually go for a blue still here, but they will be running into a ward at that blue buff. Well, Freddy is actually on the blue buff itself. As you said, he's got no flash up right now, so certainly can't afford to be getting caught out. SK going to be stood on top of a ward like you said there, but they do have their own vision around that blue buff side. Looks like they might try and take away the walls first. See, we've seen Fnatic do this before, even last game, where they try to go for this invade onto the blue buff, but they typically ward their own blue, so if the other team does go for invade on their blue, they can potentially stop it. SK is not doing it this time, but it looks like Udyr might, and actually will get spotted right there, crossing over, but now it's up to SK to make a play here. We do see Shen heading down towards that bottom side, and Freddy trying to stick around, maybe just prevent this blue, or just clear the two minions if they do leave him up. Well, Hercubot going to be taking that blue buff without the use of Smite, so that's the initial bonus there for SK Gaming, as we are going to see them actually coming in here on towards Virtual. Lulu is there with him. Well, Virtual having a few problems. Kale going to come around the side as well. Virtual just trying to get it low enough to smite away, and there he will manage it. So that is the start that they were looking for. Didn't actually finish off his blue buff in the process of that as well. And
they actually did quite a bit of damage to him, but luckily with those health pots, he should be able to sustain quite a bit. We see in the top lane, we did see Freddy actually put the ward down already, so he's going to stop that gank from happening, but it won't spot if Hercubot goes in for a three-man dive on that top side around minute 3.5 in, because you do have that Taric stun, which will lock him down, and that would be first blood if they do go for it. You do see him finally taking that red now, and in the mid lane, you did see Schley get pushed out a little bit, and that's going to be the threat. Also, that's going to be harassing him quite a bit and really keeping him at range.
So this middle lane, Zed versus Kale. Obviously, once Kale is level 6, where Zed also gets a lot more powerful, makes it a lot easier for him to avoid that damage. As Hercubot going to get in there, flashes in for the fling, Ignite is down. There's a flash in from Ocelot, but he may just survive this one here, Schleyer. Just about keeping himself alive. That was close stuff.
That was, I saw a spike of a heal for Schleyer right there, and I was really curious to see what that was. I'm not sure exactly.
It was his pot.
Oh, it was his red pot, thank you. It was his red pot, yeah, so give him that a little bit of extra health just to survive that Ignite. We have Virtual going to stick around in that middle lane just to make sure they don't dive on top of him. But Hercubot, instead of going top lane to go for that kill, I know I keep stressing it, but it seems like a pretty much guaranteed kill. He went mid lane, try to give Ocelot even more of an advantage.
Hercubot there just stood right on top of a ward, which is... he's going to walk away from at some point here soon in the future. We can see that Candy Panda and Nip already pressuring, but look at that damage. That push lane of Lulu Caitlyn is already winning out here nicely. 4 against all authority. Lulu actually tanking the turret there, but no, one more hit will take it down. First turret after 4 minutes.
Okay, we've seen this happen before with against all authority. If they're going to take a turret that early, they have to make sure that it works out for them as the game progresses. They need to potentially push that bot lane out even more, keep being aggressive on the second tier turret, or switch towards the top side. But if you do that, Kevin could potentially get the farm and become this immovable object that he seems to always do on a Shen.
So, No and Corralius are still pushing up here in this bottom lane. They're going to keep things going from that side. Question is, what are SK going to do to stop this one? Because right now, Kevin is not really able to do anything on his own to stop that from happening. He's taking some harassment, and finally the bear is going to come across here to stop that from happening. There was a trap down there which will give Hercubot's position away here in a second once he comes through. But up until now, No and Corralius doing a great job. They are 6-7 CS ahead here. The AD carries, there's a second trap down by No. As the bear actually coming around the side. There's a flash engaging, and Corralius in trouble. He will flash himself over the top of the wall, and with the Ignite burning though, will survive.
Great job against Authority right there. Because they took that bottom turret so quick, they still had a couple of wards left to take with them towards the second turret, so they were able to apply some pressure there. And also knowing where Hercubot was in that middle lane really gave them the opportunity. But in the meantime, we do see against Authority going for this Drake right now. Virtual doesn't have a Madrid's Razor on him, but we do have Caitlyn Lulu coming in from the side. This should be a very early first Dragon for against Authority.
Yeah, we've seen Diamond Prox at, I think, 3 minutes into the game with Udyr trying for a Dragon or taking the Dragon on his own solo. This time he's got obviously a lot more help a little bit later on into the game, and that will be the Dragon 4 against all authority. And look at that gold lead already, 2,300 gold. 2,000 gold, if I could count, sorry.
That's all good. I mean, in the top lane, this turret could go down, so the gold lead won't be as big, but if you see Caitlyn Lulu head up there and save that turret, it's going to give against all authority such a huge advantage. Freddy122 was able to keep up and farm with Kevin, and it's all going to depend on how useful Kennen will be as the game progresses. That ultimate is so devastating. It really can lock you down and get the stuns in. But if he doesn't build a Zonius for it, he can get just destroyed.
And we'll see what he decides to build up here. He is recalling currently, and he's going to go Doran's Blade in there and an Amp Tome as well. So obviously relying on the AD damage here early on in the game.
Oh wow, No. Going back, picking up that BF sword. I wouldn't be surprised, because we've seen Wings of Death in North America, and I know Jack can probably back me up on this. He used to build, if he went Kennen top lane, he'd always go with like a Doran's Blade or two, just so he can last it a little bit easier, and also harass, and then he would go straight into AP right after that, and really become a strong force. But we haven't seen Kennen at all in Season 3, besides AD, and I think there's a reason for that, and we're going to see it as this game progresses.
Well, we'll have to find out. Against all authority here with 3 men inside of the middle lane. They may try and take their second turret of the game here. And to be honest, SK need to react to this one quickly. Finally, Ocelot's going to come around the side there. Gets slowed up by the Glitter Lance. Was lucky not to get stunned up by the trap as well. But either way, almost half the health gone from that.
Yeah, and I love what they're doing right now because they're just starting to roam around as 3. They're keeping the jungler near them, keeping them up on levels, trying to keep them ahead of Hercubot. And they're applying so much pressure with this Caitlyn Lulu combo that's just so devastating. And you see, you know, Kennen in the bottom lane able to pick up some farm, then SK picking up that top turret just to get a little bit of extra gold and close this lead out a little bit. And it seems like Schleya is just... he's behind. I mean, I was going to say, you know, kind of behind, but he really is at this point. He's already down 23 CS. He doesn't have a Brutalizer done just yet, as we see
all the wards
in there.
All the wards in the bush. Well, they've got vision at least. That's one thing for sure. As SK here are going to be coming across. Starting off this blue buff once again. Of course, they had it on its first spawn. Can they do the same here again? Yes, they can. It's taken by Hercubot with the smite.
And against Authority reacting to this, they're pushing that middle lane, trying to get this turret down. They already have it down to below half health now at this point. Not sure if they'll be able to secure it away, but they are going to go for invade on the enemy blue here. And with Virtual coming around from the side, they should be able to secure it, having 4 members there. However, all 5 members SK actually looks like they're heading over towards the side just to stop it.
Yeah, Ocelot moving in here with Hercubot. Of course, Hercubot doesn't have the stun up as the 90 caliber net.
Nice.
Misses Ocelot there. He's going to be coming around the side, and they've managed to force them off.
Taking away that blue buff.
They're taking away the blue buff. I mean,
that's key.
But they've left a bit of the camp now. SK needs to fix that.
And they also will not have a timer on it either, since they don't have a ward there just to spot it. They even invested a pink ward into that bush, but you're seeing SK right now over 3-man push on the middle lane, turning the aggression against Authority as they are going in for an engage.
Here we go, Freddy with the ultimate running, gets flipped back, but Hercubot stunned up. Shen gonna try and get in there with Stan United, will actually pull it off, and Virtual gets turned on. First blood picked up here for Candy Panda. Is he over up until now? No. There is the kill coming in towards Taric. Kevin just blocking the ace in the hole there to prevent Candy Panda taking damage. That leaves us at 1-for-1.
And I still think it's over at this point. They're going to push this turret. They want to take it down, and they should be able to do it on this wave. Candy Panda has that blue buff, has Buckshot, can clear waves very quickly, but against Authority has the damage they need to take this down if they want.
Yeah, pushing in there. Kevin gets polymorphed up and takes a couple of auto attacks for his pleasure there. And they're close to having this tower away. I think this next wave, unless SK have got someone immediately incoming, you see there the collateral damage used by Candy Panda. Polizei the buckshot as well, trying to put as much damage in to stop them going in there. But in the end, they can't manage it. Ocelot forced to use intervention on himself there, and there's the danger of the Zed already.
Yeah, that's going to be... Oh, wow.
Oh, he's going to flash in for this one. He's burning here from the Ignite. Can he get the finisher? Schleya's going to take another hit from the turret. He dies in the end. Ocelot did a good job to bring the kill with him, but still, there we see how dangerous this Zed can be. He's actually caught up 10 CS here as well. It was a lot more than that just 2 or 3 minutes ago.
And he's behind in items too, doesn't have that Brutalizer down. I think if he had that, he could have killed Ocelot a little bit earlier and survived that. But you just saw how crucial the kill ultimate's going to be when these fights progress. If he can keep using that ultimate onto the target that gets hit with the Zed ulti, then he's going to prevent so much damage and allow them to keep fighting. Not to mention the heal, the double heal they have with that Taric, with that kill, never can go underestimated.
Here is Nif just headed around, and okay, so Blue Wolf's not going to be respawning for a little while here. Nif does take that camp out, and you know, AAA did have a pink ward there, so they'll have seen Nif coming around the side. They'll have not seen him actually kill the rest of that camp, but they can have a very good timing on that one. A pretty precise timing, at least, is what I wanted to get out.
I just realized I said SK put that pink ward down, but against Authority did, just to keep that vision and to take away that blue. But I think you're right. I think they cannot see that camp is taken away just yet.
No, but with Nif going in there, it's like, okay, you can add 5 seconds on and it should be done.
Yeah.
So, against all Authority, then got 2 of the 3 outer turrets down. Can they get themselves a third? Schleya is heading towards that top lane where Kevin is currently farming things up. Let's have a look at the CS here, because honestly, it's not that big of a difference. There's a 5 difference between the AD carries. Middle lane has come back really close to just 3 CS now, with Zed just behind. In the jungle, it's really close. The Kennen versus Shen is also within 5, so things very much close at this point.
And it looks like against Authority, that's a great job by them. But to push out that middle lane, just to shove that lane in, and because Dragon is coming up in about 5 seconds, it looks like they might be able to go for it. But the problem is, Kevin will have ulti up in about 20 seconds. If SK can stall long enough, they'll be able to turn this around, maybe pick up the Dragon, also maybe pick up a couple of kills.
Well, already kicked off here. Virtual does have Smite available. Hercubot doesn't have Smite if he even comes over here to get involved in that one. He is at the back of the team here as Ocelot coming in as well. Freddy We'll use that lightning rush to get away, but Dragon is going to be continued to be pressured here. SK taking it down quite low. Can they get in there? Freddy's going to ulti in. There's the wild growth coming in, and Freddy may just end up dying from this one. Dragon picked up by SK Gaming. Corralius the focus. He will die, and they're going to have to flash all over the place here. There is a flash for Kevin, who can use that Stand United to get involved here if he so wishes. Nono taking auto attacks here from Grave. The exhaust comes down. There is a kill. Can they get onto Freddy? No, they decide not to. Well, that was 3 kills for nothing, plus the Dragon for SK.
Great turnaround by them. Gives them the gold lead in the end, too. And in the top lane, we saw Kevin actually, he didn't ulti in because he didn't need to, but he also almost 1v1 Schley all by himself, took it down to about a third health. And that's just how dangerous Shen is at this point when Schley doesn't really have the items that he's going to need. He doesn't have a Brutalizer just yet, went for the Bilge Water instead. But SK, those 3 kills, that Dragon really gets him back in the game and gets him a nice chunk of gold. Not to mention, Candy Panda is now 3-0-1.
Yeah, 3-0 on dangerous Graves. We know previously in the LCS that he has had good times of it on Graves. See if that continues here as Ocelot just went back, picked up that Nash's Tooth. What else do we have? Seeker's Arm Guard and the Sorcerer's Shoes for Kennen. Over on the other side for Shen, got the Chain Vest plus that Giant's Belt in there as well. So working his way up, surprise, surprise, towards the Sunfire Capers. Freddy comes into that top lane there. I think he's quite happy to let Shen go back. Actually will hit him there with the Shuriken. But it's just about wasting time really there for Freddy and making Kevin have to change positions before recalling.
I kind of like what Freddy's building into, because we talked about items a little bit, and he's going for a Seeker's Arm Guard, so he wants to go for Zonius, which you kind of expect on a Kennen.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're almost depending on him to stun Ocelot to stop him from using that ultimate at the right point.
Oh, actually going head-to-head with him there. He does have that level advantage, and with that red elixir running as well, he may fancy his chances. Candy Panda may get caught out there. He's acing the hole, going through, and take about a quarter of Candy Panda's HP away with Nif and Hercubot around the side there. He was never going to be able to finish up for a kill.
Yeah, I mean, Candy Panda, Graves is just such a strong champion because of the armor. We do see also trying to go head-to-head against Freddy, but I mean, with that stun, with that lightning rush, he's able to escape anything right there. And against Althora, they want to go for a kill mid lane. They really want to keep shoving the mid lane as much as possible and get that turret, but this guy's doing a good job of defending it so far.
Yeah, I think they ended up going through a ward there in the end, which is why Nif wasn't having any of it. He figured out that they were coming through, but Kevin could be in trouble. Does have Stand United available here if he wants to get away, and he is going to use Stand United, gets himself off, and where did he go in the end? He went to Volibear in the top side of the river.
Still, that was a big ultimate to commit away from SK, because now they know he can't really split push that effectively since he won't be able to get into these team fights. But as we saw from the last fight that happened at Dragon, against Authority, it doesn't seem like they're really in a position at this point to go head-to-head 4-on-4 or even 5-on-4.
Yeah, and against All Authority going straight in onto this inner turret, there was collateral damage used, but to be honest, they were full HP, and I'm not sure if that was even worth it. They weren't going to budge with the Udyr in there, and obviously that Zed, the ones that really took the damage. Freddy as well is pushing out this top turret, so AAA really undoing SK on all fronts of the map.
I believe we have 3 unanswered turrets at this point as well, or no, just 2 unanswered turrets at this point when we see this one fall down. Actually, no, that is 3. Which is really huge for against Authority because it gives them that momentum. It really makes it so they're the ones to make the plays. They're the ones to make SK play defensive and react to them. And that's what you need to do against a split-pushing Shen, or at least a Shen who tries to split-push.
Yeah, we saw Caitlyn coming up to this top lane as well. Shen spotting him through that ward. Kennen just trying to get that stun off before they came through there to pull him off guard. Schley thinking about going in on towards Candy Panda. Actually put himself inside of the brush, and as those minions go past, Slayer is going to come out, decides not to go aggressive there. Will be quite happy with the farm for now.
And he does have a nice chunk of money on top of it, so this extra farm is going to help him pick up, I believe, towards his Black Cleaver if he wants to go for that, but also get that Brutalizer, not Black Cleaver, sorry, Blade of the Rune King, but also the Brutalizer, which he's really going to need, especially against a team that has a Taric, because that armor buff that he gives his team, not to mention with the double healing they have, he's going to need all the penetration he possibly can get. And Nif actually investing in an early Oracle.
Yep, 16 minutes into the game. It's the first one we've seen up until now. That could indicate that SK ready to start making some plays here. But it's hard to see where they're coming from. I mean, SK have definitely not, up until now, had a bad performance, but against All Authority, the positioning that they've put into play here has been really nice for them. They've been taking turrets left, right, and center. They've got all 3 outer turrets down. That bottom inner turret has fallen as well. See that Freddy constantly pushing in this top lane as well, so we are going to see them going on towards Virtual. He's a tanky member as Wild Growth goes down, but it's not going to matter. That 4-man push is going to get them the kill, and to be honest, Against Authority can't even think about turning that one around. Nice one, nice pickup for SK. Freddy's still pushing though.
And that Baron Bear action, clearly the Russian Bear beats a Grizzly Bear. I mean, it's kind of a shame because he's just a stun bot once he does get into a fight, and with that Oracle, SK's been able to clear up their own jungle with wards and really prevent them from getting strangled in terms of losing out on all this gold. But now with getting that kill into him, getting just getting their team together and start team fighting is really allowing them to push these turrets down. That is the first one in quite a while for them. And Kevin's still at that top side, has his ultimate coming up very shortly. And SK, looks like the momentum just shifted in SK's favor.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup for them, denying the vision of that middle lane as Freddy again will lightning rush himself up towards that top side. Dragon is available here in just 15 seconds time. As I just heard an ace in the hole there. Was that on towards Graves? Yeah, on towards Candy Panda, who, to be honest, he's got a Bloodthirster. It doesn't even matter. He just regens it all back up, and Slayer dives in there. Gonna get stunned up. Can they get the damage down onto him, though? They're hitting Virtual as well. Shen gonna join in. Where's the taunt gonna come onto? Virtual. Candy Panda picks up another one. He is now 4-0-2. And doing really well to get himself fed here as Graves. SK back simply away for the Dragon.
Fantastic job by Osler right there, really using that ultimate to its full effectiveness, able to keep Candy Panda alive completely. We did see Schleia finally get some farm, finally actually surpass Ocelot, but it doesn't matter. It's getting shut down completely, picking up that Dragon, a lot of gold. Kevin gets back up to that top lane to defend that turret as well, and SK looking so strong right now.
Look at Against All Authority, they're not messing around. They think that they can have this top turret away. They've seen Graves down on the bottom, an inner for an outer turret, a good trade any day of the week. Minion Wave coming in there as well to help them out. Turret below half. Kevin needs to be careful that they don't actually just dive onto him here. That could be a dangerous scenario. So they get the taunt now on towards Freddy, and here they go. They're going to turn it in, but with Ocelot coming in, they decide to turn around. Freddy going very, very low. They turn it on towards Ocelot though. Stun comes on towards Slayer, who will fall. Nice play from SK. Totally baited there by Kevin.
Also, yet again with that perfect ultimate, able to save Kevin's life. They defended that turret, and they even got that bomb turn on top of that. So SK is just still, they're keeping the aggression. The momentum shift that we were talking about earlier has gone full swing in SK's favor, and now they're looking to be aggressive on this top lane. And actually, I think the blue buff they're going to be heading for very shortly because it is up, and there is no tier 1 currently in the top lane.
Yeah, that blue buff started off here by No-No. Nif gonna stick a ward in there. Actually, he's gonna stun him up with Lulu coming in from the side, but it was all about Hercubot, who could have maybe charged in there for that one. There is blue buff, gonna be smited away by Hercubot. And again, Against All Authority haven't really had blue buffs. SK have completely starved them of that.
Well, at least luckily for them,
they've got 2 energy champions. Exactly,
so, but still, that's a lot of experience they're missing out on, and Udyr can always benefit from that, you know, switch stances quicker, be able to not worry about mana, especially on the earlier levels, but SK is doing a great job controlling them. They did that to them a lot, actually, in the Week 3 match when they played, Week 4 match, where they just completely shut them down when they're running a poke composition, and we've seen SK do it in the Season 2 regional qualifiers versus EG, we've seen EG do it back at them, and they've seemed to have mastered this and really started to focus on this ability to just starve them of buffs.
And that Graves, he's going to be dangerous, Candy Panda. 4-0-2. He's got the workings of that last Whisper in there. He's got the workings of the Phantom Dancer in there. That Bloodthirster is already done and on its way to being stacked, if it's not already by now, to be honest. As Ocelot here just taking away the jungle. This is going to be an interesting time now to see what the next move is from both sides.
And I want to go back to when we're talking about the picks and bans. You asked me towards the end, you know, who do you really favor in this composition? And I had to say SK because the comp that they picked, I think they really outpicked Against All Authority. And with that Zed being locked in, they completely did, because you're seeing the only person that can really, or that really can focus is either Ocelot or Candy Panda. If you focus Candy Panda down, he's gonna get ulted by Kale. If you focus Ocelot down, he's gonna get ulted by himself. And so allow Candy Panda to just get free reign over you. They really have no answer for the tanky lineup that SK is shoving in their face.
And SK talking about shoving in their face and pushing down this middle lane now with 4 men. Shen on the top, Stand United available for Kevin if he decides to get involved here, and he may just about save this turret. No, not quite, with a siege minion in there. Couldn't keep a hold on it, and that will be turret number 5 for Against All Authority, but they are still behind in gold and in kills.
And we do see items, they haven't really developed too much. They're getting behind not just in terms of gold, but now their items are just falling further and further behind. We see the Bloodthirster done on Nono, but Candypan has had that done for a while, obviously so has Caitlyn, but looking over towards Kennen, that's the big thing. Freddy122, 141 CS, has 1 assist, but has no real item completed at this point. And we do see Schley, okay. Not really getting caught right there since he does have that W, but Freddy122 doesn't have the items he needs. He needs that Zonias to be able to get in there, but even at that point, he's just gonna get focused down right after he gets out of that.
Yeah, definitely will. Very, very squishy, of course. As we see SK continuing to push out this middle lane. Kevin trying to work his way through in that top lane as well. Be interested to see him go head-to-head here, Freddy and Kevin, to be honest with you. Let's see, still, SK are pushing through on both sides as Kevin looking like he may go for the engage here on towards Freddy, and he's going to force a lightning rush to try and get away, but here comes Hercubot. There is the ultimate use, but it just doesn't last long enough. There's the finisher. Hercubot is now on a killing spree at 305 with the bear.
And off that, SK could probably go for a push on this mid or top lane. Kevin still go for that split pushing, and see, against Authority, trying to go for an engage right there, but with the rest of SK coming in from the side, there's nothing they can really do. And it looks like they will have to concede at least 1 turret here with Kevin on the top and the rest of the members of SK on the mid. Yeah. And not to mention the bot lane. Look at how big of a wave is pushing up against them.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see SK try and finish off here with their next wave pushing in and then push down. We can see that Zed has already left to go to bottom. Once they spot that Slayer is down there, that surely opens up the floodgates in this middle lane.
Yeah, especially since, well, with Oslo
there we go. Flash engage coming in. They're going to go for Corellius. He's flipped into the team. Wild growth on himself. Won't do anything there. Candy Panda unstoppable. Picks up kill number 5 of this game as they focus around onto Nono. He will use the cleanse. Virtual trying to get in there to get those stuns down as Kennen joins the party as well. Zed's going to come in from the side. They get the stun on towards Freddy. Ocelot going to use the ulti on himself. Freddy, is he going to die there? The ignite ticking away. He just about survives. Shen coming into the party as well. And they are going to finally shut down Volibear. Nif going to have to back away here. Nono doing a lot of damage to him. 90 caliber net comes out. But look how low the health is for everyone there. And there were only 2 kills from that.
And the stacking of ultimates they used, you saw Asa use his ultimate on himself and then the Shen ultimate to come in as well just to keep him alive, getting that little bit of extra buffer. Able to pick up 2 turrets off of that now, and SK back in with quite a bit of gold. Candy Panda 5-0 into. We talked about how good his Graze is. He's showing it this game. Why?
And they backed away because Dragon is coming up here as well, but, 2 low HP. I'm not sure that they could really stand and fight with against all Authority. They're trying to recall Ward down on top. Oh, that was real close. That was a strange sound that just came out of my mouth. I don't know where that one came from. But against all Authority, they got that Dragon timer, and they're going to be able to have themselves a Dragon. Nothing that SK can do about this one.
I think in the end they'll be happy about it. They got 2 middle turrets. They have the open inhibitor now. They could potentially go for a Baron with Nif picking up that Oracle. Against Authority, they're going to be able to pick up a blue here, but like we were talking about before, 2 energy champions, not really going to benefit you too much.
Well, it's still nice as well.
Yeah.
And it's better than having SK have it, that's for sure, which is what's been happening quite a lot up until now. If we look what Candy Panda's got finished up now, actually not going up towards Phantom Dancer, he's going to go for the Shiv.
Yeah, nice little item to help him split push a little bit. We've actually seen Genja quite a bit pick up the Average Blade as one of his first items, and they go for that 6% ruined lifesteal. But it seems like that's kind of fallen off a little bit. It's going to help give him that little bit extra pushing power. Also, AoE damage in these fights when he already does so much AoE damage with the burst he has. He's just becoming unstoppable at this point, and with the team that he has backing him up, with the double heals, the KO ultimate, like I was saying before, he's pretty much impossible to get to.
So we're 25 minutes in here. Kevin actually down on the bottom side of the map. He knows that Nono is there as well. Doesn't look like he wants to go head-to-head, but look at the ward coverage that SK have got on that bottom side of the Against All Authority jungle. They've got pretty much everything on lockdown. Nif running an Oracle is going to be clearing out everything that Against All Authority had put down, including on this top side, which of course, even more important at this point with 26 minutes gone. It's time that a Baron could be done.
Especially when you have that ultimate from Shen up now. So you have the ability to split push. Kevin has the coverage on that bottom lane to keep pushing in. If anyone does come down there to send multiple members to stop him from doing anything. But then you have the Oracle on Nif, not to mention the boots of mobility, because he's been roaming around quite a bit, really clearing up the vision that they need to get into the enemy's territory. And actually Kevin heading back towards the top lane. He's He's 0-4 at this point with 200 CS, but look at his items. He's just so damn tanky.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you bang on the mark with that one. That is the point that they have. That's Zhonya's finish, though, by the way, which may add something in there for Freddy. We'll have to see about that one as the flip comes in. Corralia's stunned up. They've destroyed him. Well, what can Freddy do here? He's going to ulti in there. Where's his Zhonya's coming out? Didn't even use it that time around, but maybe next time, eh, Freddy? As they push around here, slow onto Virtual. Couldn't quite follow up with that one, but 2 kills for nothing, and Candy Panda pushing this bottom lane out. That's a win-win scenario for SK. In fact, they're going up towards Baron here, maybe.
A little bit interesting move on their part. I'm pretty sure they don't even need him to do that, and he can keep split pushing, but, you know, not knowing where Zed is, not knowing if his ultimate, oh, it's obviously going to be up, but not knowing where he is, they could really shut him down. Looks like things are going down on him as well, but Baron should easily be taken right now. It looks like Nif might have even walked past that ward.
Yeah, and just click on Freddy for me. Did he actually use it earlier and I just messed that one up? No, he just didn't use it, okay. Yeah, obviously, either forgot about that or quite timed what was coming in there with the damage, more likely from that one as the smoke screens come here from Candy Panda. Baron, is he going to get finished off? It's down to 4,000 HP. Virtual going low. He will charge away. 2,500 HP left on Baron. SK going to pick that one up. Are they going to turn around and fight? Yes, they look like they want to here. Look at that. He's a fast grizzly bear running in towards Virtual. And in the end, well, he's a bear as well and runs away.
And that Baron going to give them just that much more pressure to push down this lane. They still have the middle inhibitor open. It's been there for about, I think about 8 minutes now. It's just been completely open, but they still have that top wave pushing in. They have the bottom wave, which is getting pushed against them, but when they get this inhibitor, it won't matter in the end. And SK looking very strong to, you know, pick up at least 2 inhibitors here, or at least take the rest of the outer turrets.
This could be very interesting now. Freddy gets stunned up there by Nif. Inhibitor gonna be taken down. Bottom lane surely is the next target.
Okay, I'm about to say.
They had an oracle there. It's like, I've got a great idea, guys. Let's set a trap right here. There's a ward. Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the trap, Joe.
It was a half trap. So, inventory on the bottom lane. They do not care that there are no minions there. They're just going to tank straight through that one with Hercule bot. That'll be finished off quick enough. Ocelot going to go back, get himself the farm off that big wave that was pushed out there. Kevin is gifted with the kill of it. And with Caitlyn going to this top side, SK surely will see that and keep going.
Yeah, I love that you pointed that out because that's such a huge mini wave. It's a real, challenge for against Authority. It's either miss out on the entire wave or defend this bottom lane.
Yeah, so they were recalling there. They saw Caitlyn come into this top side and they came back in. What a slow coming out of Corralius there. Actually stopped them getting the fling on towards Freddy, but will it be enough here to stop them actually picking up this turret? It's already taken around about a quarter. The stun comes in, but onto Kevin. That's not the target they want. He gets polymorphed up as well. SK forced to back away. Ooh. Look at the burst coming out there already. And a quarter of Nono's health just disappears from the health bar, and there is the turret going down. Second inhibitor of the game will surely follow, or are they going to keep going through here? Ocelot is doing a lot of damage, a lot of burst damage to his Freddy. Is he going to get flung over? Yes, he is. He is destroyed. No Zhonya's used again this time around. Kevin gets a good taunt off onto them. Corralius is low. Virtual is dead, and Corralius now going to be chased. He gets another slowdown onto Hercubot, who's actually tanking up both Nexus turrets at this stage. He's a very armored bear at this point, and there's another good taunt coming in from Kevin after flashing in there, and they are going to take at least one Nexus tower from this. Stan United comes down along with the Kayle ult. He didn't really need to do it, as Ocelot will take out Caitlyn. Second Nexus turret will fall. The Nexus itself will be focused, and SK Gaming going to pick up a victory here against All Authority.
Well played by SK overall right there. They were losing a little bit early on, but were able to hold on long enough knowing they had the stronger team comp as the game did progress. And great job by them just to know when to group up, because they've always had that problem of knowing how to finish games. And they showed right there. They've been working on that, and they proved that they can finish games.